Hey there guys, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing another clean with me and we are tackling an outdoor clean. All things exterior, gardening, car, laundry, all of that. So if that is something you are keen to see, grab yourself a cuppa and let's get straight into the cleaning. I'm starting off on a Friday afternoon after I'd finished work and I'm getting stuck into my car, which because we've been in lockdown has remained stationary for quite some time, but is also in desperate need of a deep clean. So first thing I did was get myself some wipes and I'm going in and dusting down all of the surfaces. And then I'm going to grab my Dyson stick vacuum cleaner from inside and start vacuuming. I want to also wash my car seat covers. They are lamb's wool. They're very soft, but they haven't had a wash in quite a long period of time. So I'm going to take those off. And unfortunately, because of the lamb's wool, it does mean that basically my entire car seat gets covered in these like weird little furry things as soon as I take off my car seat covers. So I did need to give them a good vacuum, as well as all of my mats and the bottom of my carpet. Because it was a nice spring afternoon, I decided that I was going to chuck my car seat covers on in the washing machine straight away and hang them out on the line so that on Saturday I would be able to put them back on my car. To finish off my car, I also bought myself this really cute little donut air freshener in the vanilla scent, and I decided not to wash it today because it needs a proper wash at the car wash, and instead I decided I was going to tackle this garden. I actually recently just cut back all 3 of my daisy bushes. I gave them a really good prune back because they had a heap of dead heads on them, and as you can see from the little green sprouts, they've already started sprouting some new fresh leaves. So I decided to go ahead and churn up this entire garden, and I've still got a heap of sugarcane mulch from when I did my gardens earlier in the season. So I ended up sprinkling that around the plants just to spruce up this space and make it look a little bit more refreshed. And unfortunately, when I was pruning back these daisies, I did need to prune back 1 each week because the process of cutting back all of the bushes completely chock-a-blocked our garbage bin, and I kind of needed that space. So it was like a work in progress over a couple of weeks to get that done. The final thing that I did on Friday afternoon was to get my load of darks off the line. And while I absolutely love doing the washing, as in putting the clothes in the machine and putting the machine on, I can't say I'm as big a fan of actually folding up the washing and putting it away. On Saturday, before we could get started on any of our outdoor jobs, we had to first head into Bunnings, and there are a few bits and pieces that we needed to pick up. So Dave ended up buying this black shade cloth. I think it was about a 6-meter roll, and he started fastening it to the outside of our gate. Unfortunately, being at home has made me very much aware that our dog Mac enjoys barking throughout the day at anyone and anything that happens to walk by our house. And it's very irritating for me. So I can imagine that it's probably also quite irritating for our neighbors. We wanted to dissuade him from barking at people and dogs going by putting up this shade cloth, and hopefully that, through him not being able to see as well outside, that he wouldn't feel the need to assert his dominance over everyone that happened to walk by. You can still see through it partially, but I have noticed that since us putting it up, it has diminished the amount of barking which he decides to do on a daily basis, which I'm very thankful for, and I'm sure the people who live around us are also thankful. I'm pretty well constantly going through a process of tidying up and reorganizing our back patio because I'm never 100% satisfied with it. But today I definitely needed to take everything off it and give it a really good scrub down. Number one, because Dave and I wanted to move Mac's house off the grass and onto the back pavers because it was pretty much killing a 1 meter square patch of grass, which it was, on top of. And then the second reason why we needed a big clean is that throughout winter, the back of our house actually faces south, which means that pretty much any southerly or whenever we have heavy rain, it's all steaming into our back veranda area, which means it tends to get quite dirty. So the windows, the back wall, the pavers are all in desperate need of a big clean down. So I first removed everything from it, gave it a good sweep, and then started filling up my bucket of hot water and some truck wash. Prepped the hose and then started spraying everything down and giving it a really good scrub.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you. Take you off, I came in way too strong, cannot keep it low key. Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, bottle your taste. It's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. Found myself in between between the lines. Underneath your bed sheets, it started fun, but now I'm in too deep into this flow. A zero-sum game that I will lose. There's no zipping past it. Every time you walk away from me, I want you. How could I want you more? Or when did I lose my perspective? Oh God, have I lost it? But my cravings for you so shameless, can't get enough. I've lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post. There's no denial, I'm chasing ghosts. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post, hitting you up but I'm stuck on hold. Is it really a bad reception out there? Where are you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? Yeah, I lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, yeah, I lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. I've lost you, I've lost you. I keep on looking for you.
Another one of the things that we picked up from Bunnings was this big black plastic compost bin for out the back. I'd recently bought a cute little compost bin to be using inside, and I actually wanted an area where I could start composting, so I picked this one up. It was about $40, and honestly this was the cheapest. A lot of them were $100 or even more so, but as you can see, I was hardcore struggling. Even the fact that it was just like an easy clip system, I couldn't seem to get it together myself, so I needed to have Dave's help, and I already had a few things on the ground that I'd started in my little compost heap. So then once it was all set up, I went inside and picked up my full compost bin and tipped it all in, and now I'm so happy that I've made a start on my composting journey. After that was done, there were a few more yard bits that needed to get completed. For instance, our grass was so long and embarrassing. It really needed to be mown, as you can see from all these lovely clovers in the backyard. And I also wanted to get out and start doing some de-cobwebbing of the house and sweeping down the back veranda. On my final day of outdoor cleaning, I desperately needed to get in and do a deep clean of the laundry. So as you could see, I started off by taking everything out and starting to wipe down the surfaces. And then I also pulled out the dryer from against the wall. And what I found was a really disgusting mess, not only on the floor, but also up against the walls, like just a heap of dirt and lint and hair. So I got in with my big Dyson vacuum cleaner and I put on this sort of extension head there and really went around starting to get into all the cracks and crevices and pick up as much of the dust as I could. I even vacuumed down the walls with this extension head on, and it looks honestly so much better. And the last thing that I did in the laundry prior to putting everything back and trying to find some sort of order and organization was to vacuum out the dryer, particularly the lint filter. I do clean out the lint filter every time that I use it, but I always just find that there are some little bits and pieces that just don't make it 100% out, and I really wanted to give it a good solid clean. So a vacuum was absolutely necessary. I am hoping to get on Kmart or some other online store and see if I can pick myself up a cheap one-door cupboard or some sort of organizational system. I honestly find we've got like lots of little bits and pieces in the laundry that would normally live in a garage, but we don't currently have a garage. So I want to be able to organize them, tuck them away, and just be able to have the space looking a whole heap better. And at this point, it just kind of looks gross because it's really the only place that we have to put anything. I hope you guys enjoyed watching another spring clean with me, and I think I will probably only have one more deep spring cleaning video in this series, which is going to be a full-on kitchen clean and organize, and probably a food haul as well. So if you are keen to see that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.